for hosting this. This is the conversation that Donald Trump tried to cancel. Don't miss it, 11:30 Pacific. Thank you to our Pacific time viewers. In fact, this is a different conversation in the West's defense. It was the privately run USA House, which is endorsed by the State Department, funded by big American companies, which did pull an event with you with Fortune yesterday. And I guess I wondered to begin with, what does that tell you about the way the U.S. private sector, which is really very heavily represented here,
so you did get me in trouble right off the bat.
Political moment.
I looked at I admit, looking at the list, McKinsey and Microsoft and a few California companies. So you have you, what the hell are they even talking about? But it's indicative, I think, of America. For those of you who are not American, it gives you a sense of what we're up against and what's happening across my country and what happened here in Davos. I was going to speak last night. It was a well-established event at the USA House. Simple conversation, discussion. After Trump's speech, they made sure that I didn't. They made sure it was canceled. And that's what's happening in the United States of America. Freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. It's America in reverse. They're censoring historical facts. They're rewriting history. They're censoring books, 4,340 books, libraries, and in schools banned in the United States of America. You're watching institutions. Any institution of independent thinking is under assault and attack by the Trump administration. You're seeing what's playing out in the streets of American cities, what played out in California, the second largest city in the United States of America, 4,000 national.
So we have a governor who traveled a very long way to Davos and was not allowed to speak, allegedly boxed out by Trump on this world chessboard. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is the 22nd, 2/2. I kind of figured it'd be a strange day. January 22nd of 2026, 11:44 in the p.m. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Cover us in the blood and send your angels as we merge on this journey one day closer to that coming. And yes, he is coming. People, loyalty has no boundaries. Loyalty has no boundaries. Like you, I saw this earlier and I'm like, okay, I'll get at it. I'm like, nah, I don't want to be bothered. I'm like, you know what? You don't do too much on Gavin Newsom. So why don't we check it out? I'm glad I did. You see, because look, and please don't beat me up. As we get closer to that day when someone is no longer on our center stage, on our radar, who's going to play golf at that point, and we go into the one world system, you know, I'm going to make a prediction. We're going to see a lot of Looney Tune type events. And we're going to see just about any and everybody out here in the news. I mean, initially when I saw Galvin, I'm like, okay, maybe he's got that nod going on to run for president. I mean, the World Economic Forum is the perfect place when you think about it. Early in the year, have a nice speech, attract international as well as a national audience, hit all his major points. I'm like, yeah, smart. Well, if that was his aim, he just got cut off at the knees by Trump, allegedly. Then I'm thinking, you know, Pearson, do a deep dive, because I was just going to report. But y'all know how I roll. That's why I say, don't beat me up, because you got to understand, everybody who is allegedly a part of this one world system, they got to represent, okay? If you got a gang or you a part of a squad, you do your part to represent the squad. What would make Gavin Newsom any different? I just got to throw it out there. I really want you guys to understand, and I went to God on this. I'm like, God, what's really going on? He's like, I feel God saying, look at it for what it is, Pearson. People are stepping up to the plate, and they're speaking without speaking. But they're speaking, Pearson, they're speaking. And they're pointing out many times the same thing. I'm like, well, God, he's like, no, report it. Build your catalog. Show people over and over and over again. Because it's about my grace. I'm like, okay, God, I get it. It's about his grace. And what I'm going to show you, you've seen it before. A different face, but the clues are there. And if you don't think there's a secret organization running things where people allegedly are all on the same page, and especially as we do a countdown towards Super Bowl Sunday, I suggest you strongly think again. Because God has wisdom beyond our wisdom. Many times we get mental fatigue about seeing redundancy. And look, I'm human too. And I'm doing the work. Imagine how I feel. And at some point, well, like today, I'm God, what's really going on? He said, people need to see it. Relax. I want you to understand what God is saying here. He really wants you to see it. He really wants you to see it. Just how committed and how many people are committed. And just how strategic a plan it is. And just how evil this system is. And this gematria calculator, the things that they do, it's like they got their own calendar and they work it on a timing that is a date by date basis. God's like, show them. Because that's not going to change. And as we come toward that moment, like I said, watch my hand. Both hands move. This one stops. This one comes to a point. It just stops. I can imagine how it's going to be after Super Bowl Sunday. And it's going to be a lot of people wish they had heard what I'm throwing down. Now, here's Fox News reporting on Gavin Newsom. And I want you to look at the colors. You know about that, right? They got them sparkle. But come on, people. Come on now. You know that's Phoenician all day, right? Okay. So check it out.
Interviews, not making that up either. Now, there is a major issue standing in his way. He was a terrible governor in every way. There's the knee pads, how great. In every way, and still is. Virtually bankrupting his state with multi-billion-dollar boondoggles, billions and billions in handouts to illegal immigrants in his sanctuary state of California, leading, of course, mathematically to massive budget deficits. He's got the highest income taxes, sales taxes, gas taxes in the entire country. The worst homeless problem in the entire country. Something he's on tape promising he would fix in 2014. Didn't work. The largest mass migration out of his state in history. And he's in Davos stalking Trump full time, waving around knee pads. I'd be embarrassed for the guy, but he doesn't seem to be embarrassed himself. It is simply pathetic, but it's also kind of funny. And to be honest, only moments ago, President Trump, he truthed out in part, quote, Gavin Newsom as a lame duck governor of a failing state should not be at Davos running around screaming for attention of foreign leaders and embarrassing our country, and made a mockery of himself and everybody.
So what was he doing? Was he dipping his toes in the presidential campaign waters? Or is he part of the club? Are they playing good cop, bad cop, including the networks? Well, Galvin became the governor. He was sworn in January 7th of 2019. Gavin Newsom was sworn in that day. And today is the 22nd, okay, of 2026. The numbers are all the same. The exact day he was sworn in, subtracted from today, gives you 7/22. And for the probably fifth time in a week and a half, you've seen 7/22. And heaven to Betsy, what is 7/22? That's when President Lincoln died. God wants you to see it, y'all. I had to stop thinking about what I've been reading in terms of people saying, wow, again, Pearson. I got to ignore it to a certain point. Because people, this moment, if it happens on Super Bowl Sunday, it'll never happen again. What am I called to do in these last days if I keep seeing it? Don't put no more emphasis on it? This is new for me too. I got to consult the one who called me to do this work. And if he keeps showing you in different ways and different people, and it's the same, now you see it. What are the odds I could take his birthday and subtract it from the day that he literally got sworn in, and I get 7 years, 2 weeks, and 2 days. And that's the same time that Lincoln died. Then you have his birthday, 10/10/1967. Did I go there yet? Well, if you take his birthday, literally from today, you get 3/16, which is sacrifice. And you get 3/13. Pope Francis became the Pope on 3/13. And from my teachings, you know that Pope Francis became the Pope on March 13th of 2013. It keeps showing you over and over again. Don't do it. It's almost mind blowing. It's like I could make a miniature book on this for this time. Because people, this will never happen again. I want you to understand, what I'm doing now will never happen again. Because Trump's going to play golf for a long time. He's done what he got to do, so they don't have to show this anymore. And I'm praying people will get right with God soon. Now, the first meeting, Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum, was January 24th, 1971. January 24th, 1971, right there. You take that date, make it 2027, subtract it from Gavin Newsom's birthday this year. Look, take those two numbers, you get 107. What is 107? It's Kamala Harris' book, 107. She started her book tour on 9/23 of 2025. She's coming back. And I can't blame a lot of people for saying, Pearson, this is far-fetched. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But she's coming back. She's coming back. She's going to be president again. Not long. She'll be president. Here's her birthday. October 20th, 2026. That's her birthday. And today's date is this. The difference is 84. Barack Obama, who's coming back as well. August 4th is his birthday, 84. And last but not least, today's date, subtracted from the day that Kamala Harris lost the race. Here's your dates right here. The day that Kamala lost versus today, give you 444. Well, 4 and 4 is 8. That leaves 4. 84 again. Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th. I got to do what God asked me to do. I had to learn to fit the shoes of a messenger. You grow into something which is mysterious, but in time you appreciate it. It doesn't mean that you don't question every now and then. I do. But like I just shared with you a few moments ago, we're watching Grace and Mercy. You got a man that just, how far is this distance? Let's look at this. How far is Switzerland from Los Angeles, California? 6,000 miles, y'all. It's an 11 to 12 and a half hour flight. Gavin Newsom would fly all the way over there. And to me, it's all an act. He knew why he was there, allegedly. Trump knew he was coming. They just had to play this out in front of the whole world. And in front of all their teammates, both Republican and Democrat. Like I said to you, dedication has no boundary when it comes to them. This is deep, y'all. This is real deep. These are uncharted waters for me. I'm used to just reporting and going to the next phase of numbers or next phase of circumstance, but no, people, I've never seen anything like this before, where it all points more and more to the unalive moment of Donald J. Trump. I've never seen it this heavy. I question sometimes if I'm ready to watch this charade. I better be. You guys pray for me, I'll pray for you. That man didn't fly all the way over there just to be allegedly campaigning and getting his face into place. At this point, it's not an election anyway, it's a selection. Afraid to say it, it's been that way for a while. I'm guilty for believing in it. But that's how much I love the country. It's over with. So they're playing a game. They're throwing us an illusion. And they're showing like they have confrontation, but really they're on the same team. That's how dirty the game is. But the numbers don't lie. They don't lie. Today's date, subtracted from the day that Gavin Newsom was sworn in, gives you 722. And that's the time that Lincoln died. That 722 been coming up too much, and you know it. This will not be a death. This will be the ultimate foolery on a nation that never was meant for you. It brings tears to my heart to know that all of us believe so much in each other. And we go out and we vote. And we make do on what we got. When in reality, the last few administrations, or even more than that, we ain't really had nothing. Sometime after 9/11, it appears they put their claws in the thing. They ain't let up since. Thank God for Jesus. That's why I'm obedient. Not because he's the only hope. When you deal with someone who gives you truth, hope is automatic. I could serve a God like that. Thank you.